Hello everybody, welcome back. Happy Sunday. It's actually Monday, but we're just gonna pretend it's Sunday. So today I decided to shoot a 50 Things About Me tag. So since my Sunday series is about kind of videos that aren't necessarily recipe based and is more about like hanging out and getting to know each other, I thought that this would be a perfect way to like start off the series. If there's anything, if you have any questions or if you want me to do a Q&A based on like any like weird stuff I tell you in this video or just anything, let me know and I can totally do that. And yeah, let's just get started. Also, my mug, it says work effing harder. I love it so much. It's like perfect for days when I feel like I'm totally up against it, which is today because I did not have time to film this a third time. This is the third time filming this video, so like hopefully it goes well or else I'm just gonna like put my head through a wall. So let's just get started. My birthday is on September 6th and I'm going to be turning 27 this year. I had a guinea pig when I was growing up, I think like 3 or 4 years old, and his name was Mr. Fezziwig, and when he died, I felt so guilty because I didn't feel like I was a good enough mother because I didn't spend like all my waking hours with him and like taking care of him, and I mean like I was 4 years old, like I can't believe I felt that much guilt that young, but yeah. I'm an only child, but I have an older sister who is 11 years older than me and an older brother who's 10 years older than me. So they're from my dad's previous marriage, so I'm like an only child and the youngest at the same time, which is like a really weird dynamic. But I'm not spoiled, I promise. I feel like those like two, I don't know, like I feel like those put together would make me out to be like the most, like the biggest spoiled brat ever, but I'm not, I promise. I'm nice. I actually really hate candy melts. Like the flavor, like every time I make a recipe that has them and I like take a bite for like the final bite, I like usually spit it back out. I think they taste like plastic, but I use them because A, they're popular, like everybody uses them. Apparently everybody likes them, I don't understand why. And also because they set at room temperature, and it's so much easier like to handle because when you're filming, things take a lot longer than they would in like real life. So when I was using chocolate initially, it made things so much harder to work with. So candy melts are like a savior, but whenever I'm making them, I'm like, why would anybody eat these? They're so gross. Following along the food I hate trend, mayo. I hate mayonnaise so much. It's like one of the weird things that I bring up on dates. I don't know why. Who decided that like we're gonna get egg and we're gonna take oil and then we're just gonna whip it together and then eat it? Like, I don't understand. I'm fine if it's mixed in with food, like potato salad. I prefer it actually with mayo in it, but the idea of dipping French fries into mayo, like just, I can't do it. I'm so sorry for all of you guys who like mayonnaise. When I was in Japan, everybody gave me so much crap for it, but I hate it so much. I actually lived in Australia for 2 years after finishing my bachelor's degree. I moved there for a boy, and then it didn't work out, but by the time we broken up, I'd already committed to doing my master's degree, so I just decided to stay and get something out of the experience. I did my undergraduate degree in Vancouver at the University of British Columbia, and I majored in Asian language and culture. I am 5'7". I used to be lactose intolerant as a child, and I can pinpoint the exact day I became lactose intolerant. I'm not anymore, it just like slowly went away. And I feel like any doctors listening to this is like, actually, no, you're wrong. You can't pinpoint the day, but I think I can. So I think I was like maybe around 10 years old, maybe a little bit younger. I came home from school one day and it was like in the evening and I was craving milk so much. Like I could not get enough of it. I think I had like 6 glasses of milk and then my stomach got upset. And since then, from that point on, I couldn't have anything with like cream in it and it would really, really upset my stomach. Weirdly enough, like cheese and ice cream were fine, so I don't know if it was lactose or if it's like casein, which is apparently in milk, and some people are allergic to that. I have no idea, but something bothered me, and eventually it went away, and now I'm fine, I can eat anything. My hair actually used to be super curly, like ringlet curly, but after I moved to Vancouver, like I initially thought that my hair was going to be like frizzy the entire time because like Vancouver is super humid and rainy. And I was just like preparing to be like really, really ugly for like 4 years. It's terrible. But yeah, I moved there and it just like smoothed out. So now my hair is like roughly wavy. This is just like brushed. I mean, like I flat ironed it yesterday. So it's It's a little bit more like messy wavy than this, but yeah, it used to be actually curly and now it's just doing its thing. I don't understand what it's doing, but yeah. I live in Toronto, Canada, and I was born here. I actually used to have a younger cousin who's 5 years younger than me, but 11 years ago, she was in a car accident and actually passed away. And it's something that I don't usually talk about. I'm not someone who really talks about their emotions that much with people who I'm not dating, basically, or like my best friends. But it's kind of weird in that I watch Blair and Elle Fowler. They're like beauty gurus. I'm sure you guys know who they are. And so Elle is 5 years older than Blair, and Elle is blonde, and Blair is a brunette, and that's the same age gap as me and my cousin, and I'm blonde, obviously, and she was a brunette, so it's like, whenever I watch them, I like imagine like what it would be like if she was still alive, because like I'm sure I would have like roped her into doing something YouTube, so it's weird kind of watching it and like seeing what could have been, but yeah, it's sad. I am seriously considering, as in totally gonna happen, getting a second dog, but I can't decide on the breed. So this is up to you guys because I don't know what to do. It's either between another Pomeranian or a pug. So Poms are fluffy and cute, and if I got a second Pom, it would be like a family of fluff. Or I could get a pug and I could have like experience with another breed of dog, and they're so like wrinkly, cute, and little noises that they make, and they snore, like, oh my god. I don't know what to do. I don't know. And apparently you can do like polls in the cards now on YouTube. So I'm going to do a poll here. Choose one because I can't. Do you think I should get a Pom? If I get a Pom, I will name it Pumpkin. If I get a pug, I'm going to name it Peanut. So vote for Pumpkin or Peanut. And like, I don't know, my whole family wants me to get a second Pomeranian, but like they haven't experienced the joy of pugs. So I don't know. Well, hello, Mr. Pomeranian. You know we're talking about you, don't you? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Oh. And this is Paddington, if you haven't met Paddington. Oh, Mr. Paddington. What a good little puppy bear. Oh, look at you. Look at the little puppy. Okay, let's continue. As a child, I was obsessed with plastic toy food. It sounds really, really weird. But it's just like sitting here. Oh, you're so good. My mom always tells me it because it's just like such a ridiculous story. I was probably turning like, I don't know, maybe like 5 or 6. And I had a little bit of sass on my birthday that day, and I didn't feel like opening presents. I didn't even want to be there. I'm an introvert, so I'm sure that was actually why. But my mom was like, you need to just like stop being such a little turd and open the presents because people are here for you and they brought you presents, so like you need to be grateful or like pretend you're grateful and open them. And I was in such a bad mood, and then I opened this one big present and it was filled with plastic food, and my face went from like being super upset and like I don't want to be here to like so excited. And ever since then, I just like whenever we were out with like Canadian Tire or like Toys R Us and I saw plastic food, I like needed to have it. What are you doing? I'm just like, oh, this is kind of comfy. When I was young, so I didn't always want to be a YouTuber because like YouTuber obviously wasn't a thing for my whole life. So initially when I was younger, I wanted to be a vet, and then I realized that involved cutting animals open, and I was like, no. And then I wanted to be a therapist, and then a magazine editor because I was obsessed with 17 magazine. And then I wanted to be a Japanese English interpreter, specifically medical interpreter. But actually when I was in school for it in Australia, I realized that the amount of effort that you need to put in to prep for like each job, which is like looking at potential vocabulary that like could come up. It wouldn't necessarily come up, but you just have to like prepare for everything. The amount that you get paid relative to how much effort it takes just wasn't worth it. So I'm lucky that I was already kind of doing YouTube by that time, so I just decided to continue doing it full time. I am obsessed with anything faux fur in terms of home decor. Like, I'm thinking of doing a like fall home, like decorate my home for fall / Bath and Body Works haul because I just bought $250 worth of candles and crap. Oh my god. So I'm like, I figure I might just turn it into a video and then it's money well spent. So I'm thinking of doing that, and you will see so much faux fur. It's ridiculous. Like, obviously I like fur because I have a little fur ball. I bought a fur ball. I have a little puppy bear. Yeah, a little faux fur. You're not faux fur, you're real fur. I am a complete workaholic. I work about 14 hours a day, every single day, including weekends. Obviously, YouTube does take a lot of time, so it's necessary almost. But where I live, my condo looks out onto like a bunch of restaurants, and he's like licking my foot. And every weekend I see people on like the terrace, the veranda, whatever, like having fun with friends and eating brunch and stuff like that. And I'm like so jealous because I'm always at home alone working, but it's worth it. Things are working out really, really well, so it's worth the sacrifice. I've had my heart broken 3 times. My favorite stores to shop at are Burberry, but I rarely go just because it's so much money. Henry Bendel, Kate Spade, J. Crew, and Banana Republic. I think that's all. I also like Ted Baker. And Sephora. Oh my god, Sephora. Yeah. So after I started really getting into baking, one summer, I think it was after grade 12, I'd heard that like some girl made all of Julia Child's recipes, and it's not some girl, there was like a movie made about her, but I wanted to do the same, so I thought I was doing the same thing, and I had a cookbook by Julia Child called Baking with Julia, and so I went through that and made probably about like half of the recipes, only to realize that it wasn't even the cookbook that like I was supposed to be using. But I learned a lot, so it's like the skills that I learned weren't wasted at all, but like total fail. Total fail. Whenever I like a guy, I make him my banana muffins recipe. So if you're watching this and we dated and I made you banana muffins, that's why. If you're watching this and we dated and I didn't make you banana muffins, that's why. It's so mean, but it's such a good recipe, and it's like the perfect like simple thing to make that like just shows somebody that like you know what you're doing in the kitchen, and yeah, so stupid. I'm a Virgo, and one thing that's very true to Virgos and myself is that I'm a clean freak, kind of. So I'm a clean freak, but I'm type A, and type A's I've heard are like kind of messy. We're not disorganized, but it's like there's more important things to focus on than cleaning the kitchen. Like I'd rather send this email and the kitchen is like fine, like it's not gonna hurt anybody if it stays dirty for a day. So my house isn't as tidy as like I'd like it to be, and whenever my kitchen is clean, I feel like so much stress has like lifted off my shoulders. But I don't like people knowing that, so even though I'm telling like thousands of people, what I do is when people are coming over, I like clean to make it look like I have my life together, to the point where I've put dirty dishes in the freezer to hide them like from my ex when we were like first starting to date. And I eventually told him, and he laughed at me and like told my whole family. So. My favorite singer is David Usher, and any kind of music that makes you feel cozy on a rainy day. Also, similar to that fact, my favorite weather is when it's like overcast or like cold and rainy outside. It makes me feel so cozy, and it's like I get so much work done. I'm so productive. I'm like happier during those days. And even like at school on those days when it was rainy and you had to do like indoor recess, or days when like, I don't know, it was just dark outside. I don't know why I like it so much. It felt so like cozy. I used to be terrified of my oven, all ovens when I was younger. That's what, to the point where like I avoided recipes that had to do with the oven. Obviously I've gotten over that, but I was scared because I just felt like it could burn you so easily, and it has, so like my fear was founded. I can speak Japanese, although I'm not nearly as good as I used to be just because I don't use it that often. For those of you wondering, actually, because you can see a shift in my channel where everything used to be like obviously bilingual, and then now it looks monolingual, so only in English if you're an English speaker. That's because I've localized my channel so that Japanese viewers, when they come and look at my channel, everything is in Japanese. When you guys are watching YouTube from an English-speaking country, all you see is the English version just to keep it a lot cleaner. So it is technically still bilingual, it's just both languages don't see both languages. That makes sense. Yeah. I can read and write Korean, but I can't understand anything that I'm saying. This is because when I was in high school, a lot of my friends were Korean, and for fun they taught me how to read it. So I will show you what I mean. Well, hello. Do you want some rice syrup? And I only know this is rice syrup because it says it in English. Is this delicious? Is this delicious? Okay, so I wonder if you guys can like see the writing, if it's like in focus. I have no idea. So 진하고 구수한 우리 맛, and then I'm nervous. Oh my god. 저청살엿. I think. I have no idea what that says, but I actually bought this because I was making like deep fried chicken drumsticks from Mangchi's recipes. I'll link it below. It's so good. If you like crispy drumsticks, like basically, yeah, it's fried chicken, make it. It's so good, and I love Mangchi. I know all you guys comment saying that I have a cookbook. I love her. I love her. Hello. I haven't met her, but I love her. My favorite food, or my favorite cuisines, are Italian and Korean food. Specifically pasta, more specifically gnocchi. And in Korean food, I love something called dokguk. Probably said that wrong. But it's like the rice cake stew with beef dumplings. It's so good. The reason why I started YouTube was because of Ingrid Nilsson. So I started watching her when she had like 300,000 subscribers. And she looked so happy, and I don't know, her life just seems so interesting, and I really wanted to be part of that community. Everybody seems super nice, and it just seemed like really chill and really fun. And I'm so glad I started because it's totally changed my life. So, yeah. That being said, YouTube is actually a super like isolating and lonely job, because I think it's probably because of the combination of like where I live, and there aren't so many YouTubers in Toronto, or like events to kind of socialize. I don't know. And also because I work alone. I have an editor actually who edits my videos, but he lives in the UK. And so it's just me alone every day working. And when you're working as many hours as I do, and when they're all alone, it's just like, it's so lonely. And like that's like my biggest struggle now, is to kind of, I don't even believe there is a way to balance it. It's just the way it is now, and I know it'll pay off, so I don't mind going through it, but it is a pretty lonely job. It would be nice to have coworkers and like people around me. That would be nice. I'm a night owl, and it's so easy for me to stay up until like 3, 4 in the morning. That's why you guys sometimes comment when you see a video go live at 3 a.m. and someone's like, oh my god, like why is she posting this at 3 in the morning? Like that, it doesn't feel late for me, even though like I know it technically is. But yeah. So sometimes with my anxiety, and I did a video on my anxiety, I'll link it here if you guys are curious, but it can get so bad to the point where making a recipe, like it's just something about it just like terrifies me, or I'm scared of doing it, or I feel like it's going to be really, really like hard, like impossibly hard, and the anxiety around that like paralyzes me, and I can't like get off my couch and physically do it. Like it feels like someone is like, I don't know, like turning like a knife in my chest when I get up. Like it physically hurts to push through it. And like one example was the lion cupcakes video. I don't even know what, like it was so simple to make. And after I finished making it, I'm like, that literally took an hour. Like it wasn't even that hard, but it physically hurt the entire time. Like I had to like bend over and like breathe deeply to like breathe through the pain. It was insane. So like some things have been going on lately where my anxiety is like started to peak a little bit, and it hasn't for like the longest time. So that's frustrating. And when I kind of allow the anxiety to win, and I'm like, okay, so I'll do the recipe the next day, and that keeps happening, then it just like totally throws off my schedule for the week. It like ruins everything, and it's so frustrating. But it's just one of those things that you got to work through. So. My favorite dessert is anything gummy, like specifically stale gummies. Like I like the really, really, really chewy ones. So if you get gummies and then you leave them out like in the open air for like a day or two, they get stale and they taste even better to me. I know it's probably disgusting. A lot of you guys are probably like, oh my god, this girl is so gross, but they're so good. My favorite flowers are Gerbera daisies. I genuinely can't remember the process of deciding to choose pankobunny as my YouTube name. It's like the memory is just gone. I don't know why. I feel like it's such an important memory, but it's just gone. Yeah, like it used to be my Skype name. It's not anymore because I forgot the password to Skype. But yeah, I have no idea. I am English, Irish, and Portuguese, and nobody gets the Portuguese part. Whenever I tell people, they're like, what? Like, you're too pale to be Portuguese or something like that. But my grandmother is Portuguese, so I am a quarter Portuguese. My goal in life is to have a show on the Food Network that would, like, that is definitely, like, a bucket list kind of thing. Like, I will die happy if I have a cooking show. That would be amazing. One of my dreams is to live in New York one day. It's not even a dream so much as like it almost needs to happen. I've been there a couple times and it's the only place in the whole world where I've actually felt at home and where I feel like I can actually be myself. It's beautiful. I just like, oh God, every day, I'm not even kidding, I check condo listings. So it's definitely something that I hope will happen soon. It's tricky because I'm Canadian, so I don't have like a visa. So there's that I'm trying to look into, and Manhattan is so expensive, and if I move there, I want to like move there, as in like buy a place. So it's a lot to figure out, but I promise you it will happen one day. My least favorite recipe to make is buttercream, or even like cake. Just cake covered in buttercream, because I've just done it so many times so that it's just not creatively satisfying. I mean, like, I don't know, maybe I could like make it so that it's more interesting for everybody, but I don't know. It's such a monotonous process now that whenever I do it, I try to like rush through it, just like get it done. So when I'm filming, I don't use the audio that is like attached to the video, and knowing that, I just like stream YouTube all day or Netflix, and so I watch the weirdest stuff, like stuff that like the really weird documentaries that you've seen on Netflix. I've probably seen all of them. Like things about Ted Bundy or like really weird stuff that has like nothing to do with the recipe. So if you're actually listening to the track that's like attached to the video, it sounds so weird. It's like a Hello Kitty cake, and then it's like, oh, she was like murdered in her house. Like, it's so weird, but that's who I am, so. My favorite season is the fall because I love fall fashion. I think like tall boots and skinny jeans and sweaters are like, that's like my uniform. If every day could be fall, I would be totally into it. I hate summer. I don't understand why everybody likes summer. I just like, why would you not love sweaters and like lattes and have it be like appropriate, not be like overheating outside? I still wear sweaters in the summer. I am that weird. There's a West Elm near my place, and I love it so much that like whenever I'm having a bad day, I just go and I like walk through it. I do like a loop, and it makes me feel better. It's stupid. My Starbucks drink is a grande triple shot non-fat latte. Another food that I hate, this makes me sound so picky, and I'm not. Like, I'm really not. Everything except for tomato juice, mayonnaise, and flavored cream cheese. Those are the things I can't handle. I've never sent food back before. I'm not like that, but the only time I've done it was actually through a drive-thru. I was at Tim Hortons, and if you guys aren't familiar, Tim Hortons is like, it's like a coffee donut sandwich chain here in Canada. Are they in the States? I feel like they expanded to the States. Maybe, I don't know. But I ordered a bagel and cream cheese, and they put strawberry cream cheese in it instead, and I tried to eat it, and I couldn't get through 2 bites. I hate it so much. And so my mom drove around and we had them switch it. I feel so high maintenance saying that, but it's totally not like me normally. I can't do it. Also, comment below if you agree that cream cheese only works on bagels, not toast. I am a people pleaser to the point of like Monica Geller kind of level, so that even if somebody is mean to me or rude to me, I won't want to be rude back, or aka stand up for myself, because I don't want them to get upset with me for being upset with them. It's so bad. I'm like trying to work through it because I feel like that's why I always end up being such a doormat to people, or for people or whatever. But yeah, that's who I am. My celebrity crush is Rich Sommer, aka Harry Crane from Mad Men. John Hamm is good looking, but man, Rich Sommer, like not the character Harry Crane, like the actor. Oh my god, I have such a huge crush on him. It's stupid. So I know that he's married. If he wasn't, I would actively pursue him. Like, so he is the image of, how would I pursue him? I don't know, like Twitter or something. He's on Twitter, I don't know. But he when I get married, I can guarantee you like 95% that my husband will look like him. Not because I'm obsessed with the actor, just because he is so my type. He is 6'3", I think, and that's like my favorite height for guys. I'm 5'7", so like I can wear high heels with them. That's why I like 6'3". And he has dark hair, he has dark eyes, he wears like dark rimmed glasses, and his build is like the dad bod kind of build, which is what I prefer. Like, oh my god, he such a stupid crush on him, to the point where when I heard that he was in Glow, that afternoon I watched the series because I was like, I need to see Rich Silver. Stupid. I am a true introvert. I feel like a lot of YouTubers are, but yeah. My favorite color is white. Big surprise, everything here is white. My whole studio that I shoot in is white, but yeah, I feel like it's very, very clean. So I wear contact lenses, and my prescription is like -4 or something, and I don't know if you guys have actually seen me in glasses. I don't know, but when I first got glasses, I was in grade 6, and it was like a couple years later when I got contacts, and I was super insecure about my glasses, and so I wore them like on the top of my head to kind of like ease into wearing them and have people like not make fun of me or something. And my parents specifically told the teacher, the stupid teacher, I was really shy about it and to not bring it up, and he said he wouldn't. But like, I think it was halfway through the day, nobody had said anything to me about the glasses, and he stood in front of the class and was like, by the way, everybody, Cayla has glasses now, so if you talk to, so don't make fun of her because that's bullying. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, we specifically told you not to, and then he just goes and tells the whole class. So, stupid. And last fact, my favorite YouTube videos are actually beauty videos, not cooking videos. I don't even watch cooking videos on YouTube. Like, I'm subscribed to a bunch of channels, but I just never watch it. It never interests me. I feel like strategically it would be good for me to see like what else is going on around on YouTube, but I just like, no. I like Glam Life Guru, like Tati, Fleur de Force, who else? Elle Fowler, but she doesn't really make beauty videos anymore. Loie Lane, like a bunch of stuff like that. It's a bunch of people like that, so like, nothing at all related to what I do, but it's fun, so. And anyway, that's all. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you liked this video. I hope that this turned out well in terms of like the footage. Oh my god. I'm going to edit this right away and put it up. But before we go, I'm going to announce the winner of the giveaway. So last week I did a giveaway, secret giveaway at the end of the video, where they finally arrived in the mail, where I purchased some owl measuring cups for you guys, because this has been like my most requested kind of like kitchen item thing. Everybody's like, oh my god, where did you get it? Especially on Instagram. So I thought that I'd buy you guys some and have them in a giveaway. So the winner, I used a randomizer. This is what I do for giveaways on YouTube, where you go and you plug in your YouTube URL and it like randomly picks a comment, which is like the most fair way of doing it. So the winner is Amanda Mesenbring. I'm not sure if I'm saying your last name correctly, but I'll have your comment on the bottom of the screen. So congratulations. I will respond to your comment and I will message you on YouTube. So yeah, look forward to that. Thank you guys so much for entering and for all of your comments and suggestions as to what videos you'd like to see. I am doing, I have a couple other videos planned. I'm going to be doing a fall dog lookbook. So basically Paddington running around in a bunch of different sweaters. So excited. So stay tuned for that. And I will see you guys tomorrow for an all-new recipe. Bye!